Hey there, nation. It is I, Commander Cheapskate, and welcome to another episode of Hobbyside. And on this Hobbyside episode, we are showcasing our studio's 3,000 plus point Chaos Legion of Khorne army that we use in our battle reports. So here it is, all the entirety of our 3,000 point Chaos Legion of Khorne army that we use for our Warhammer Fantasy battle reports, fully displayed in all of its glory. Now, if you guys ever followed our series Blood for the Blood God, which is our limited series that we dedicated to the painting and assembling of our Khorne Legion of Chaos army, you guys are very familiar about how this army was put together, how it was painted, what the design concept was, everything else like that. You guys have been following along with that. But for my newer viewers, for those of you guys who have not watched that series, you can look up in my channel. I actually have a playlist dedicated to it. But for those of you guys who haven't watched it before, that's what this showcase video is for. So that way you guys can see exactly what this army looks like in all of its gory and bloody detail. Sorry about that squeaky noise, that's my office chair. But yeah, this is my army. It looks really, really awesome. This army was actually a lot of fun to paint. Just the blood and the gory look effect of everything was just really, really neat. Unfortunately, when it comes to Chaos Legion of Khorne armies, Chaos Legion of Khorne armies are notoriously kind of bland in terms of the coloring. It's just black and red. That's all you actually ever see in those kind of armies. And as you guys are aware, I am a really big fan of bright, bold colors, so I wanted to change up the coloring of the army so that way I can get a lot of color out of it, even though the most color you'll see is black and red for the most part. But at the same time though, we got some good contrasting colors in there to break up the monotony. We also got some good highlighting colors in there as well to bring some interest to it and to make it look really, really cool. So I'm really, really happy with the end result of how this army came out. You guys have been seeing this quite a bit. Our buddy Big Puka, he actually plays this army in our video, in our battle reports. He likes playing these guys. He likes Khorne. He likes, fighting it out and stuff. So that's the army that he uses for this, when we play Warhammer Fantasy Battle. So this was a lot of fun to paint and to put together as well. So as you can see here, we have a unit here of 5 Flesh Hounds of Khorne. These are the same Flesh Hounds that came from the Wrath and Rapture box set that came out a long time ago. It had a bunch of Demonettes and Demons of Slanesh and Demons of Khorne in it. So that's where those guys came from. Those guys are called the Flesh Terrors, is what they're called. Then we also have our 5 Hounds of Rhine. That's what these guys are, the Beasts of Rhine, I believe is what they're called. Or is it the Untamed Beasts, or I forgot what they're called. These are 5 Chaos Warhounds. Forgot the name of the unit is there. So the sky blue base that we do with the gray, the ashen gray, make it look like they're walking across a burnt landscape with the blood, and the base work with that sky gray color, it looks really, really good. It's a good contrasting color to use for all the red and gold. Helps break up the monotony, like I said earlier. The blood effect was used using homemade blood effect. We talked about that quite a bit in our videos. It's just polyacrylic, high gloss polyacrylic by Midwax mixed with red ink, and that's how you get that look. We also have a Blood Crusher. Is that what they're called? The ones where they have the blood letters writing Juggernaut. So that's one of them right there. We got 3 of them in this army. I use this as a proxy skull cannon is what I use it for. Just because that's much more effective to use in a Khorne army. But yeah, as you can see, the Blood Crusher is a blue color. You don't really see a lot of blue in Khorne armies. And I like that idea. I like that idea of that blue against the red. It looks really, really nice, especially the blue and the gold. So add some different color variety to this army. That one was a lot of fun to paint. Then we have, of course, the Black Legion. These guys are chosen of Khorne. Now these guys are a mixture of a couple things. These are a mixture of Age of Sigmar Blood Warriors from the original starter box set. As you can see there, we got our, what's it called? A Blood Secretor, I think is what he's called. The guy with the Battle Standard Bearer. And then of course we got that Mighty Lord of Khorne there with the Flesh Hound. So we got a lot of Blood Warriors in there. And we also got some Khorne Berserker Space Marines. I magic on the cheap because they kind of look like Blood Warriors, and I painted those guys up to look like Blood Warriors as well. So you can see we have like the little helmet crest with the red and the gold, black armor. We got some highlighting colors in there, got some teal for the weapon grips and stuff to kind of break up the monotony. We got some orange in there for the beards and the facial hair. We got some green. So we did that to kind of like break up the monotony of the colors to make it look more interesting to the eye. Like I said before, tons of homemade blood effects are used in the making of this army. Because, when you're playing for the blood god, that's what you got to do. Of course, we got this huge unit here, the Marked Men. This is a huge unit of Chaos Warriors / Marauders. These guys, I think, are called Blood Reavers, I think is what they're called, from Warhammer Age of Sigmar. They came in the starter box set. We got a Blood Priest, I think that's what they're called. Blood Priest or whatever. Now these guys the reason why their skin is red is because I was inspired by the Fallout New Vegas video game. In the game Fallout New Vegas, in the Lonesome Roan DLC, there's these guys called the Marked Men. And basically they're like ghouls, but their flesh is kind of like this reddish color. And the reason why is supposed to represent the fact that they've been skinned alive. The irradiation of the Lonesome Road of the Divide and melted away their skin, so their musculature and their flesh is exposed all the time. And so they're always angry and rageful and hateful, and they just live to torture and kill in that video game. And I thought that was like a really cool idea, and I decided to do that for my for these guys, make it look like they have their flesh exposed. And then we use green for mutations and spines and teal for highlighting colors and stuff. Make it look really, really awesome. Once again, a lot of homemade blood effect also went into these guys to make it look like, they're walking across a bloodied wasteland. Over here we have another unit. These guys are called the Skinners of the 8 Points. These are a unit of Blood Letters. Once again, these guys came from the box set of Wrath and Rapture. That's where these guys came from. And of course, we have an old school 4th edition pewter Bloodthirster. This is the Greater Demon of Khorne. That's the original size of the Greater Demon of Khorne originally from Warhammer Fantasy Battle 4th edition. That's the size of the miniature. Okay, they've gone much larger since then, but that was the original size of them originally. So that's like our unit filler. That guy's going to be our little proxy for Skull Taker or for Herald of Khorne, whatever we want. And of course, with another Blood Crusher, which I proxy as a Skull Cannon because that's much cooler, and I'm a cheapskate and I can proxy if I want to. So there we go there. Looks really, really cool. Looking back, as you can see here with these guys, I made their blades look like lava blades with like this orangish kind of reddish, burning, flame look on it. Looking back now, if I did have the chance to do it all over again, I would do it like this, where I made the blades green and then covered them in gore effect instead, just to add some contrast to it. I didn't realize how good that green color would look on these guys, and but you know what, hindsight's 2020, and it's still a really good paint job, so I really don't care, so it doesn't really bother me too much. But you win, you learn. In the back is another Blood Crusher Standard Bearer. This guy is used as a guy running a War Shrine proxy, a Chaos Sorcerer running a War Shrine proxy instead. He's got Lore of Metal because, Lore of Fire, Lore of Metal, that's pretty much what you want for Khorne for the most part, right? And then of course we got our really awesome Karnak, the Hound of Khorne. That came in the Wrath and Rapture box set. This guy is really, really cool. And then we have the Scions of the Destroyer, which is a unit of Chaos Knights led by Arbal the Destroyer. Arbal the Destroyer used to be a special character from the 4th edition of Warhammer Fantasy Battle. He was known as the Champion of Khorne, and that's that pewter model right here. And he leads some 4th edition Chaos Knights, as well as some Battlemaster Knights, Chaos Knights from the game Battlemasters, as well as this conversion I made from a Ingram Van Horseman torso. I just added some legs to him. But yeah, that's the unit of Chaos Knights there. This right here is a unit filler. I just took some Chaos Marauder drums, turned them upside down, shaved off the arms, and then stuck the Standard Bearers into the bottom of it to make it look like they're just kind of standing there. It was a unit filler, so that way I can, use individual miniatures I want to. Like if somebody ascends, for example, to Chaos, into a Chaos Demon, I can use that to replace the unit filler. And then, of course, in the back here, we have our, not Korgel, I forgot what they're called. They're the Chaos Spawn things that, Khorne Bloodbound armies use. I forgot what they're called. Not Korgel. Korgorath, or something like that. Some kind of monster thing. But anyways, this is used as our Chaos Demon of Khorne, Demon Prince of Khorne. This is the Ragged Knight. We could also proxy him as Scylla and Angerfim if you want to as well. We could actually use this guy for quite a bunch of different things. So yeah, this guy is nice and mutated and ugly looking. I decided to give him like this flesh color, like a normal human flesh color, to give you the idea that at one time this guy used to be human before, you know, he got mutated all out of whack. And that's what he is now. It was a lot of fun painting it up. Looks so disgusting and mutated and covered in ooze and blood, and looks like he's been flayed alive and all kinds of cool stuff. But yeah, that's the general of our army. Came out really, really awesome. But yeah, this is our army, the Gore Pilgrims of the Bloodwind Spoil. Our studio's 3,000 point Chaos Legion of Khorne army. You've seen these guys quite a bit in our Warhammer Fantasy battle reports. This army was a lot of fun to paint and put together, and narratively it just looks really, really awesome as well. So there you guys have it. That's our showcase for our 3,000 point Chaos Legion of Khorne army. So that's going to do it for this one, you guys. As always, please feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe. Your guys' input is invaluable to us as always. Also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, as well as blogger.com for all the latest, greatest hobby news related to our channel. That's going to do it for this one, you guys. We'll catch you guys next one. Peace out and stay classy.